Welcome to the channel. We're going to get right started. So here's your first tip. If your sourdough was cold, maybe in the fridge, you can put it into water under 100 Fahrenheit. Celsius is also on the screen, and you just let it sit there for about an hour or 2 hours, and it should rise like a beautiful vessel. There's the 60 minutes. And here is it after 1 hour. Here is the flour. I can explain bread math in a following video. You can also play with the numbers. It doesn't have to be 150, 100, and 650. You can kind of, if you don't have any of the Encore or the other flour, the Svelte, then you can just do regular white flour. I use organic on all of it just because I feel like it makes a nice bread. Here we're mixing it up. Make sure it's all incorporated before you let it sit for the 30 minutes. Put the lid on so it doesn't dry out. I put the salt in second because I feel like it just makes it have a little bit more flavor. There's nothing wrong with putting the salt in the first time. I just find I like it better the second time. I always put it on top so that I can remember if I even put it in. At this stage, it really doesn't matter. You're just really trying to incorporate the salt into the dough. You can rip it apart, you can mush it together, you can kind of pull it onto itself. It was getting a little sticky, so I had to wet my hands again. And this is what it looks like when it's all incorporated. Another 30 minutes. So here the dough is looking a lot softer. I have wet my hands to make the dough a little bit more manageable. Now you can see what's called a stretch and fold. So you're stretching the dough, kind of like letting it expand and then putting it over top of itself on each side, so 4 sides. Then I like to really round it into the center. I feel like it just helps it kind of come all together nicely, but you don't have to do that. And then again, let it sit for 30 minutes. Put the lid on. Yeah, put the lid on properly. All right, see how the dough is coming together? It's going to be a lot more flexible, a lot softer, and see how it really stretches here. That is what you're looking for. Time will do that. The gluten strands are doing their thing. Then I pull it onto itself again, and then again, we're going to do it 2 more times. So a total of 4 stretch and folds. Then we are going to put rice flour onto our banneton and section off our dough into 2 pieces. We're going to put the dough into the banneton. So you eyeball it. You can also weigh it. It's up to you. And you're looking to make a burrito shape. This is a great tip. It really helps it become really tasty, and I really like it, and you will too. So you pull it onto itself, do a little thing. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just rolling it into itself and then rolling it into itself again. And here I'm pulling the dough onto the bench and kind of pulling it to yourself as I So you're pulling it towards yourself as you flip it on the side. So you're turning and pulling, flurrying, pulling, being pretty gentle. Then you're gonna put some flour on top so it doesn't stick to the banneton. Honestly, you'll find your way. It's pretty easy once you get into the swing of things. It can be a little overwhelming at the start. Be patient. You'll do amazing. Just kind of overkill. I don't know. I like the feel of dough. So this doesn't look pretty. You can use water to kind of flatten it out. I don't feel it really makes a big difference, but some people like to have it really pretty, so you can do you. Put the bag on. Again, you don't want to dry out. All right, round 2, second dough, same thing. Making a burrito. This burrito turned out really well. Pulling it onto itself. slide and pull, slide and pull, slide and pull, slide and pull. Da, 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 da. Beautiful. A little bit of flour, a little bit of rice flour, and you are golden. I'm kind of a messy baker, I won't lie. You can see it. Fan it in, little flour there, rice flour. Some people use semolina, that's totally fine too, whatever you use what you got. Into the bowl. I always put a little bit around the edges, I feel like it just helps it not stick. Into the bag, into the fridge overnight. About 12 hours, you're good to go. Sweet dreams! So it's the next day, and here we go. Well, it's actually not the next day, it's 2 days later. So this is probably the most amount I would leave it. I like to round kind of the outside corners into itself so that it has a nice shape. And then we can start the slicing. If yours doesn't look like this and it's a little bit wetter, can be your Banneton, could be the amount of flour, could just be the moisture in your dough. So you can play with that. This is what I like to use because I get to do beautiful art on it. It's kind of fun. Yeah, I don't recommend this pattern. It was terrible. You'll see at the end. But whatever, that's the fun of it. Enjoy it. Tastes good. That's all that matters. Put a little heart for funs. Alright, into the oven. The oven has been preset to 500. I always preset to 500 so that I can get 475, which is what I like it at. You do not have to have that temperature, but you can have that temperature. So I spray water in there. You can also use an ice cube. And then I try to trap it in there so it's like a little sauna bread oven. Awesome. Into the oven. Yep. Temperature. See how it went down a lot? That's just from opening the oven and pulling it out quick. And I set my 2 timers because I have focus issues, so it allows me to make sure that I have not forgot that. This is what it looks like after 30 minutes. I pulled it out just to show you, but you should not do that. Just take the lid off. And here's what it looks like when it is done. Yes, it looks like Edward Scissorhands or some angry birds attacking each other. You pick. All right, look at that ear. So the ear is just the slice where it popped up. Now we're gonna cut it into the bread. Ooh. Ah. Wow, here we go, best part. Yum. Yum. Very good sandwich bread right here. I guess that would be the difference is if you use it right away, it will be bigger bubbles. And if you leave it a little longer, it is more fermented, so it is better sandwich bread. Look at that. Wow. And you're gonna make that too. Amazing. And here's a little close-up. Those bread lovers right there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment where you're from. I want to know where you're from. Have a good day.